We're kicking off immediately. And we have a lot to discuss today. It's been a 1 month. In the first week, we talked about how to write a research. We introduced us to what exactly is research writing, and then in the second week, we delved into literature review and methodology. And the third week was all about how to present your paper. Talk about the discussions, how to present it in chat, how to present your results. And today, we are going to be discussing how can I turn my research ideas into products. And we have our awesome facilitator already on the call. So I'm checking through the chat again to see where my community members are joining from. I can see Ako from Abuja. Welcome. Olaleye from Ibadan. Abdulwasiu from Bournemouth, UK. Wow, exciting. Caleb from Akure and Miriam from Katina. Welcome everyone. This is the agenda for today. This is the theme of the DSN Research 2025 Masterclass. And one thing I also want to say is that I will encourage you to take your jotter and pen and start jotting some things down, because during this session, we're also going to be having a fun quiz. Yes, after our session, we're going to be having a fun quiz just to get to know, okay, have you even been listening since day one of this event? Yeah, we're going to be testing our knowledge on what we've been learning. So I want you to take your jotter. I want you to take your writing material and start jotting things down. This is our agenda for today. We're going to be telling our friends who are just joining today about Data Science Nigeria, what we do at DSN, our focus. And yes, so all you need to know about being a DSN community member. And we are going to be having Uche Hedwin, the product lead at Equalize AI, is going to be enlightening us today on how to turn our research paper into products. So we're also going to be taking questions as usual. The sessions are always enlightening, always power-packed, and it is very important that we ask questions so that we can know that, yes, the session has actually, we've digested it. So we're going to be having our phone quiz, just like I said. So it is very important that you keep taking note from everything we're going to be saying. Yeah, and we're going to be having our closing remark. It's been an awesome 1 month. So very quickly, for the sake of the people who are just joining this session for the very first time, I'm going to be telling us about what we do at DSN. At DSN, we have the commitment to raise 1 million AI talent and build AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging market. This speaks to two things. Two of the core things that we do at DSN. Raising 1 million AI talent, which talks about our community base, and building products for emerging people. Building for over 2 billion people in emerging market. That speaks to how we turn our research ideas into products. We have a lot of products which I'm going to be talking about. These are our 5 pillars. Our key focus at DSN. We're very, very, very heavy on building the community. Very, very, very heavy. I repeat that again with emphasis, and that's why we're here today. We're here as a community to learn. We're also very interested in capacity development. We train people. Even we do what we call free trainings and paid trainings. Our paid trainings are more for corporate organizations, but the free trainings goes to the community. We are very heavy on research. Community and research, they are like 5 and 6. So we also have what we call the ecosystem development. This is how we help the federal government, and even the space is actually very big, so we try to move with others. We don't move alone. And talk of consulting and product development, this is another area we are savvy. Talk of all top organizations in the world, top firms now, corporate firms. We've partnered with virtually everybody to deliver on consulting. Yeah, this is the overview of the community. The community is structured in a way to run in what we call the city and the campus communities. This is how we've been able to penetrate the whole country. We'll bring exciting things to the community. And one of it is why we're here today, learning how to write research paper. And today we're even going to be focusing on how to turn the research into products. This is the DSN Learning Network. We are in over 96 countries, and what this means is that when people join, we've recorded attendance from over 96 countries. Yes, we recorded attendance from over 96 countries, and this is the community segment. We do call this segment because this is like the overview of everything in the community. We have the campus community, the city community, the ladies. I'm very sure by now you would have been seeing where you are actually in the community. Do I belong to the ladies in AI? Am I a part of a campus community? Am I a part of city community? We also have what we call the AI for executive, DSN AI talent, and then we also have our partners and ops. Yeah, because like I said when I was talking about ecosystem development, this is the tech world is a very big space, so you can't really do it alone. There's a need for you to move with others, and that's why we make sure that we engage every stakeholders in the community. Yeah, so this is one of our interventions that we do at DSN called the AI Every Day. Every year we run this training to train people. I mean, we take people from beginners to intermediate to advanced. Talk of our free eye classes in every city. This is another intervention, another statement program that we do to reach every part of the country. And I'm even excited to tell you that we've conquered the whole of Nigeria already. Yeah, we've expanded outside of Nigeria. Free eye classes has aired in many African countries because we've reached everywhere already in the country. And this is the DSN AI Bootcamp. This is the 2024 DSN AI Bootcamp, which aired at the University of Lagos last year, where we hosted over 200 people who passed through from our free eye classes, pre-bootcamp learning, and they attended the AI Bootcamp physically. This is still going to be happening this year. This is something we do annually. It's an all expense paid boot camp that we do where we host people, we accommodate them for 5 days, and we give them we immerse them in trainings, I mean in learnings. We bring over 30 speakers to teach them. Talk about the segment in the community. We believe in inclusion, and that's why we have what we call the ladies in the community. This is a segment in the community that focuses on our women, the females, because yeah, there's a need for us to bring everybody on board. There's a need for everybody to have their own bespoke learning path, and that's why we have the DSN ladies in the community. So if you're a lady on this session right now, this is for you to scan so that you can join the DSN ladies in AI community. They are doing a lot of exciting activities. Currently, they just finished call for mentorship, which is going to be running. It's going to be starting from next month. Some set of people will be paired with mentors in the community to mentor you on how to go about your career path in AI, data science, and data analytics. And I'll be talking about what we call the DSN AI startup. Some of us have been hearing Equalize AI. We're hearing a lot of, oh, what exactly is Equalize AI? Equalize AI is DSN AI startup. This is an initiative which we launched recently. Equalize AI is how we pipeline our research into products. We have many products that we've churned out. Talk of Equalize AI Crowd, talk of Afro SLM, talk of ULearn, talk of Spoton. There are lots that I cannot even mention. So Equalize AI is a startup that helps us to conceptualize our research ideas into products. You would have been seeing a lot of this. So if you're on this call, how we advise you to follow Equalize AI on all our social media platform. This is how we've been able to showcase Equalizer. We've been represented across different conferences in the world. Yeah, you can see these are different conferences where we've actually showcased Equalizer. And like I told you, we have Uchi Edwin on the call, who is the product lead at Equalizer, who will be telling us how to build a scalable product. This is our presence at the Deep Learning Daba in 2024 at Dakar, where we showcased Equalizer. We showcased what we are doing with Equalizer. So I'll be quickly speaking to why you should be a DSN member. I mean, some of us can be joining this call for the very first time, and there's a need for you to even understand, okay, why should I be a part of this awesome community? Access to mentorship and opportunity is one of the things we offer our community members. Like I do tell people, in this life, you are not meant to be stressed out. I mean, people have actually passed through whatever you think you are passing through. So why should you expose yourself to unnecessary stress when you can just reach out to people who have passed through that stage, and they can just take you by your hands and then make sure that you achieve things even in a very fast manner. Yeah, so that's why we provide mentorship opportunities for our community members. And another thing is the premium training. We believe that everybody deserves to get knowledge. I mean, premium one. And that is our focus in the community. There's a need for us to upskill our community member. We expose our community members to premium learning through the year. I'm going to be showing us our annual learning calendar, which you can key to. Our annual learning calendar explains how we train ourselves from January to December. Yeah, we've created the learning path from January to December. And the last one here is the research support. So This is another way we do our research. We make sure that we immerse our community members in research because we believe there's a need for there are a lot of problems out there, and there's a need for us to build solutions to them, and that's why we organize things like this. There's a need for us to be we don't need to be complaining about everything. There's a need for you as a person, as an individual, to provide solutions to things in life, and one of the ways you can actually achieve this is by laying your hand on research. Yeah, and then the last part is to get a certificate of participation as a DSN member. At the end of the year, we are going to be issuing you a certificate of participation to showcase that yes, you've actually undergo. I mean, you've passed through the journey of our training, of our learning. So this is a QR code for you to scan to register as a DSN member. This is if you've not registered as a DSN member, because it's very important for you to get your unique AI membership ID, because this is what you'll be using to apply for anything at DSN. So my colleague will be dropping some of these links also in the chat so that you can apply. I mean, you can register to be a DSN member. So this is another link for you to scan to know the community that is nearby you. Like I said the other time, we actually, I mean, we have presence everywhere across the country. We have presence everywhere across the country. So when you scan this code, you will see the name of the DSN community that is close to you. So there's no need for you to come to DSN Lagos. I mean, there's no need for you to travel down to Lagos to be a member of DSN. No, there is a community that is close to you, that is very, very close in your vicinity. So this is the annual learning calendar that I just spoke to. You can see how we've created events with dates, specific dates. Currently, we're in March, and we are running our mentorship session in partnership with the Research Event Masterclass. So in April, we also have events created for everybody to key into. And this goes on till November and December, where we end the year. We always end the year in a very big bang manner. We do what we call the end of the year meetup. So you can see that it's a journey for us. So we're excited that you are actually part of this. So this is a code for you to scan the annual learning calendar so that you can follow us as we are churning out all this training. So this is another resource for you to play around with. This is what we call the knowledge box. The knowledge box has over 25,000 learning content. Yes, you actually heard me right. We have over 25,000 learning content on the DSN AI knowledge box. This is an online repository that can guide you on your career path. Once you click on this link, once you access this repository, you are going to see content on data science, data engineering, data analytics, AI in this repository. So all you need to do is just to scan this QR code or use this link that my colleague will be dropping in the chat. And this is the DSN 2023-2024 annual report, which speaks to all the interventions we do at DSN in the just concluded year. Yeah, the annual report for this year is already in the cook. Yeah, we were already in the kitchen cooking the DSN 2024-2025 annual report. There's a lot we do at DSN, and we're always excited to showcase what we do. So all you need to do to get to know what we're doing at DSN or what we've done over the years, you can get them from this annual report. Yeah, and it's time to bring Uche Edwin on the call. I'm very sure you're excited as I am. If you're excited, let me see your emojis in the chat. Let me see your emojis in the chat. Let me see your emojis in the chat. It's been an awesome 1 month. It's been an awesome 1 month. Week 1 was power packed, which was facilitated by Anthony Sorona, the DSN research lead. And week 2 was wow. It was facilitated by Dr. Roslyn Ogudokun. And week 3 was, oh my God, it was like we should not end the session. And that was facilitated by Hamina Madia. And today I will be bringing another facilitator, another awesome facilitator to take us on how can I've been learning about research. I've been learning about research. What can I even do with this research? And I need to let you know that the end goal of doing research is to turn it into product. Yes, you need to make sure that you build something tangible with it. Yes, so I will be bringing the next facilitator. I mean, we will be doing justice to everything about product today, and that is in person of Uche Edwin, the product leader at Equalize AI. So in the next few minutes, I will be reading out the citation of Uche, and by the time I'm reading this, I want you to do a clap ovation, do a standing ovation, a virtual standing ovation for Uche. Uche is a seasoned product leader with nearly a decade of experience in driving digital products and projects that create meaningful social impact. He is passionate about transforming innovative ideas into functional products that captivate users and fuel business growth. He is the head of product at Data Science Nigeria, Africa's largest social organization dedicated to building AI talent for the global workforce. Additionally, is the product lead at Equalize AI, one of Africa's fastest growing AI startup, where he works with AI researchers and data scientists to develop human-centered AI solutions. Uche has presented AI innovations that address critical socio-economic challenges through a deliberate focus on localization, ensuring impact and adoption across diverse communities. His work has been showcased at global AI and digital technology conferences, helping shape the narrative around the potential of AI for Africa's 1.2 billion people. Yes. I want to see. I want to see our. I want to see. I want to see our excitement in the chat as I bring on Uche. His expertise is in product management, strategy, design thinking, US research, UX research, project implementation, operations management, which does a lot, and product leadership. Outside of building AI solution, he enjoys public speaking, writing, and fitness, where he shares his passion for health and wellness with others. Fellow committee members, this is a lot for just one person. This is a lot for just one person. And I want you to, with your standing ovation in the chat, I mean a virtual standing ovation, I want us to welcome Uche. I want us to welcome Uche. Hi, Uche. Good afternoon. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Good afternoon, Uche. It's really exciting to see. It's exciting to have you on this call, and I'll be transferring the mic to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Over to you now, Uche.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. And quite excited to be here with us today. I can see the excitement in the house. I believe it has been an amazing learning experience over the course of the last 3 weeks. We're in the fourth week already. And I believe that we've learned a whole lot from the very foundation or what exactly it takes to write a research paper and all of the nitty-gritty. And over the next 25 to 30 minutes, I'm just going to be tying it all up, right, and then guiding you with easy to do on how you can then scale the research that you've done or the research you're planning to do and build something tangible out of it. So just give me 1 minute while I pull up my slides very quickly. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Bukumi. And I think now we can get started. Marianne said she cannot hear me. Please, can everyone confirm you can hear me clearly? All right. Thank you very much. That's good. Okay, so let's move on very quickly. We have a very short time. Yeah. So like I said, what we want to do is to provide you with a simple framework or template, so to speak, that you can make use of to take the research work that you've done, the analysis that you've done, and the inferences you've made and the findings you've gotten, and then translate it to a product that can serve users. And that's what we're going to be walking through in this session. So just a quick overview of the agenda. We're going to be providing a little bit of context where we are right now, giving all that we've learned over the last 3 weeks, then helping you to understand another research that helps elevate the learnings that you have gotten from your technical research paper that you might have written or undergone, and then providing real-world examples of companies and individuals who wrote research papers, did publish some papers, and then extracted those insights, made use of it to build products that we are currently using right now. And then we look at how to move from insights to applications, very easy, actionable steps. And then the necessity to start small and validate your findings, and finally putting it all together to ensure that you are able to scale. So this is where we are currently. Like I mentioned, over the last few weeks, you've done a lot of learning. So you now understand how to write compelling research, craft your abstract, review your literatures, design your methodology, and present your results. And I expect that as an outcome, I want to see some of us going ahead to write a research paper and publishing it either on LinkedIn, sharing it in our community, and tagging DSN. That's what I want to see. That's what I expect that would happen as an outcome. And you do not necessarily need it to be perfect. It's essentially putting to work the things you've learned in this class. And that's the only way you would reinforce the knowledge and it will become part of you. So I expect to see you picking up a topic, picking up a problem area, and then going ahead to write something, publishing it, and sharing, and even tagging us, and we can see it. So you've gotten the knowledge on how to do that. So you're building your technical research writing abilities. That is where we currently are. Now, this is the right context that I want you to set. It's important that we also help you manage expectations, because if we do not do that, right, there might be some undue pressure, which is not necessary or expected on you, that for every research you write, you have to find a way to convert it into a product. The truth of the matter is, will every research work become a product? And that's an emphatic no. Every research work will not become a product. You must have seen and heard of a lot of research work, either from our academic institutions here in Nigeria and even globally, right, from world-leading professors and experts in different niche areas, even in this AI space, right, that has not necessarily been translated into a product. So it's important that we set that context, that not every research work will become a product. You must understand that. However, can your research work become a product? That's an emphatic yes. So what research what is it that you're doing? Because the essential element of the research work is that you are evaluating a problem area, or you're evaluating an area of interest. And evaluating that area of interest can then be distilled in such a way that the insights that you gain from that research can be translated into a workable solution. So this is the context that I intend to send. Let's move on very quickly. Now, what exactly helps you to translate that particular research you have done? So you focused on all of the technical perspective of your research. You're evaluating or exploring a particular concept. It could be a model you are trying to evaluate its performance. It could be a framework. It could be anything, right? You've gotten all of the different possible research topics. Now you've done all of your findings. You've done, your methodology. You've now written a research paper. The way you're going to translate what you have done is that introduction of user research. So user research at its core shifts your focus from the paper you've written to the people you intend to solve a problem for. So you've written a paper. It could be performance, like one of the works that we've done consistently here in Equalize AI, right? Evaluating the performance of existing popular models, right, on some of our local languages in niche areas, say finance, health, agriculture, education, and seeing how they're able to perform across, as in using different frameworks like name density recognition and the rest of them. So you've done that, but what helps you move your research from that whole technical and quantitative analysis to a user-focused, people-oriented solution is user research, where you are now beginning to explore potential users of the insights of the solutions that are embedded in your research and understand their need so that you can design or develop a solution for them. Move on. So these are real world examples that I'll just quickly walk you through. Number one is, so can you just go? Yeah, thank you. In 2014, I remember in 2014 all the way to 2011, 2014, Google AI team of couple of guys, as in including the well-known Andrew Ng, released a paper on neural networks and deep learning models in 2011, 2014. Now, that was the research work that they did. Then, of course, a lot of developers were excited by the thing that they've done, right? But they realized that these developers needed an easy way to build AI models because existing solutions at that time were not scalable. What that led to was the development of TensorFlow in 2015, an open source library that you may be aware of right now. I expect that you're aware of it. Either you've used it sparingly or it's part of your everyday work. It's an open source library and platform for ML and AI development, and it was released in 2015, and it has become an extremely popular solution, right, that a lot of Python developers and AI engineers currently using. The next one another key example is the OpenAI team, the popular ChatGPT. I hope you do know that ChatGPT was his first research in between 2018 and 2020. OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, right, wrote a lot of research on generative pre-trained transformers in 2018, 2019, and even 2020. In fact, they first of all released Instruct GPT and before releasing the ChatGPT that, as you know it, in 2022, if I'm correct. This is just to set the context that there was first some research work that was done, and by conducting some user research on how people were complaining of their interactions with existing chatbots as at that time, they took that research work and developed it into a product. Then finally, bringing it back home to our company here in Nigeria, Equalized AI, we realized that early on when ChatGPT was released, right, it was not and not just ChatGPT, but even Perplexity and Claude from Anthropic. We saw that all of these models were not performing well. They were struggling to generate STEM lessons in local languages like Yoruba and Hausa that carried right context and nuance. I mean, we tested it and then we found this out, and we wrote some papers on that. Now, engaging teachers, we also realized that teachers needed to generate, they only needed to have a platform that they could easily generate curriculum-based STEM lesson notes, lesson plans, exam questions, assessment, and all of that. And by working with them, engaging them, asking questions, seeing what their current realities are, we were able to design a solution called ULearn. You can look at that link that I have there and then explore the platform and see. With ULearn currently, you can generate lesson plans, lesson notes in seconds. Now, what this does is that first, it has removed that laborious work that teachers have of writing lesson notes and lesson plans, and then also developing examination questions, CTAs, and all of that. Continuous assessment tests and all of that, right? So they needed something that was workable. They needed something that was easy to use. Also, they're not just generating it in English, but you could also generate in local language just to provide additional context, especially in regions across Nigeria where the children who are coming to class, right, we are first brought into, they're coming with, and the only language understood was their local mother tongue. And so teachers could generate content with this platform easily. And now you can explore it. Someone is asking, so you can go ahead and explore the platform and generate content with it. So these are just three examples. There are lots more of people who have made use of user research to take the work and the insights they've gotten from their technical research and develop it to products. So how do we go from insights to applications? Now, this is your game plan. This is your template. First, you start with what you have. And that means that you have to look into the research that you've written. Also explore existing related research papers. And from just reading them, you're beginning to gain insights. Your eyes are open to seeing, very workable solutions. But it starts from looking at what you currently have. So it starts with you beginning the journey with what you have at your disposal, and then digging deep into it to explore insights. And the only way, one of the ways you can do that, rather, is discussion with your peers and maybe your senior colleagues to think through the insights that are embedded in that particular research work or different a body of research papers, right? Just examining it, looking at related research, and then exploring it and seeing what exactly are the problem points or the pain points that they have identified, and then becoming solution focused. What problem is this particular research looking to solve? Because you need to establish if there is a need by a significant group of people or to have that solution to a problem. Now, the reason why I mentioned this is that, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, not every research will be translated into a solution or a product. So this allows you to maximize your resources, your efforts, and your time so that you are able to validate very quickly. And that's what we'll do in the very next slide, right? Very quickly, if there is a sizable need or a sizable chunk of potential users who need this solution or who have this problem and needs it to be solved. Next slide very quickly. So this is how you add user research to your work. It involves speaking to people. Remember, I mentioned and established that you have to shift your focus from the paper you have written to the people. It is extremely important. So this stage, you need to talk to people to validate the problem you think exists and then establish that there is a demand. Those who may have the need of your proposed solution, right? So you've thought of the problem and then you're thinking, okay, could this be this is the solution, or these are the insights. Explore this model, and this is what I've seen that it's possible that can improve this particular existing solution. So you've seen that. Now your next step is to identify your potential users. And your potential users could be co-developers like you, it could be machine tech enthusiasts like you, it could be your colleagues, it could be people outside the tech ecosystem. You have to take that painstaking work to identify potential users. It is extremely important that you get to meet a couple of persons, and then as you meet them, you ask questions. So sometimes your interviews or your question sessions might be one-on-one, but sometimes more effectively, like we do in product development, you could generate surveys, right, with your Google form questionnaires, and then list a couple of questions that highlight or provides you more context and more awareness on that particular problem that you think exists. Remember, you're trying to validate that there is a problem and there is a sizable number of people. In other words, there is a demand for this solution, or people who are looking to have this problem solved. So you have that surveys, and then you also do a lot of engagement and observation. It is important that you understand how much learnings you can glean just by observing and by engaging people. So watch how these potential users, some of the persons that you think could benefit from this solution, how they're exploring existing solutions and try to spot the frictions or the issues that they might have as they are using those solutions. Their complaints, right? Their anger, so to speak, with frustrations with some of the solutions. Spots them. That is the way. And this applies to any particular product or sector. And that's the truth, right? It is the same fundamental principle that guides product development. You have to identify potential users, you engage them, ask questions, you observe as they are using existing solutions, because like I can tell you for a fact, I mean, a lot of things have been built there, literally no novel solution that does not have an existing foundational solution that has been built. So we're not necessarily inventing things, but we are innovating to improve and ensure that there's seamlessness in the way people make use of that solution. And then finally analyze the feedback that you are getting. So extract the insight. Remember, all of these allows you to enrich the insights that you have gotten from your technical research. So you're combining your technical research insights and then the user research you've done, and then it guides you to the next step. So at this point, you have to now move a little bit to the next step. How do you now do that? To validate your hypothesis. I need to stress it here that you need to start small. In other words, do not expend your resources without validating your hypothesis on a small scale. And that first requires rapid prototyping. So you turn the feedback that you have gotten into a prototype version for people to use. So you have gotten a lot of feedback, then you are trying to prototype. Prototyping means you are developing what we refer to as the minimum usable products, MUP. You must have heard of minimum viable, but prototyping for you is the minimum usable product. In other words, what is that minimum developed product that has some functionalities that relates to the solution you are trying to build? So it is not the excessive robust platform with all of the designs, all of the functionalities, everything. No, it is a minimum usable product. And you can build that using some free tools. Remember, I mentioned you have to start small because you're trying to validate your hypothesis. So explore free tools that are currently available, right? Tools like Figma can allow you to build a simple prototype. And Figma has become extremely better in such a way that you don't necessarily need to have all of the UI UX design skills that you can. I mean, there are other tools that you can prompt. So with AI prompts, you can ask those tools to design for you a simple prototype, starting from, say, low fidelity prototype where it is just sketches and box, to a high fidelity prototype where you now have clickable box, right, or clickable buttons that you can share with your community and say, ask them to test. So tools like Streamlight and Figma are very good, and there are a whole lot more. I could share a few more with the community team in case you're looking to explore some of these tools. Now, focus on function, not on form, and that form refers to design, right? So you do not spend all of your time trying to make that your prototype look amazing. It is great if you know how to design already, but please ensure that you not spend all your time, because what you're trying to do at this stage is to validate. Never forget, you want to validate that there is actually, one, a need, and two, a sizable demand, right? That a lot of persons actually need the solution. So that's why you have to focus on function. So you're validating your idea, and your design is allowed to be imperfect at this point. And then next, share with the community, right, and collect feedback. It's as simple as that, right? So you build a prototype. It could be like I said, a usable prototype that you develop from Figma, from Streamlights, right? And then you share with our DSN community and say, guys, I just built this. I would really love for you guys to help test and then give me some feedback on its functionalities. It's as simple as that. Or you share on LinkedIn community. I can tell you for a fact that you share on LinkedIn and you tag DSN, we will pick it up and share. Other members of your community will always also see, right? What this does for you is that it allows you to collect real user feedback, and they can critique what you have built. They can also critique your hypothesis, and then you might realize that, okay, this is some reflectory moments, right? This is not what I really think it should be. Perhaps you might need to pivot and think, okay, this is how it should be designed. The only way you would get all of those insights is that you are testing with real users and open to collecting feedback. Because the users do not know what you have in mind, right? They do not, they are not sympathetic, that's the word now, to the amount of hours you have used in building it. They will just test it and say, okay, no, this is not working well, or no, this is not how this particular user journey or user flow should go, right? This is a bug here, this is a flaw here, and you're collecting this feedback, or you get amazing products. Are you looking to add more data, or are you looking to add more features? Are you looking to in this direction to make it this usable? You get those feedback, and then it's kind of like a light bulb moment. You get more insights, and you're like, oh, I'm onto something here. That is how and with that, you can then go ahead to now say, you know what, perhaps you now partner either with a developer if you're not the developer yourself, and then you scale that product to something that can then be released as an MVP. So you have moved from MUP, your minimum usable product, to an MVP, your minimum viable product that carries that functionality. This is how you validate your hypothesis and translate what you've learned or what you've gotten into usable products. So putting it all together, and I'll be taking questions at this point, starts with your technical research. Remember, either your research and associated related references and research work that enriches your body of knowledge, that enriches your insights on that particular problem. So start with that, right? And understand, please, that not all research, again, will become products. So do not put excessive pressure on yourself. Writing a research at all is extreme work, and you need to give yourself a pat on the back if you go ahead to complete your research and then release a research paper. That's really commendable work. So now taking that step to move to the next level is extremely wonderful. Next thing, you validate the problem and potential demand with user research. Then you build a prototype first to test and get feedback. And finally, just one more. So you learn what works and then ensure you have fun while at it. It is extremely important. If you're not having fun, I don't know what you do. You need to have fun, and I need to stress that. But learn what works, learn what does not work, right? So all of these improves your learning and helps you generate more insight. And you could either pivot or you improve on what you initially thought on. At the end of the day, you are well grounded in taking that particular research that you initially started and then moving it into a product that people and users can use and love. Thank you very much. And at this point, I'll be taking questions to anyone who might have some clarifications needed or questions that needs to be answered. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow. Just as I predicted, power pack. There's a lot. It's been an awesome 45 minutes with Uche. Thank you so much, Uche, for doing this for the community. It's been an exciting one. I've learned a lot. Even from the first thing that you made mention of, that not all research actually needs to end up as a product. If not for anything, I've actually picked that. Before we started this session, I was actually of the opinion that all research must lead into a product, but you've buttressed your point why not all research needs to lead into a product. Thank you so much, Uche, for sharing all this knowledge with us. So because of our time, I'll be taking just 2 questions from the chat, and the conversation continues on the Telegram group as always. So Uche is available on the Telegram group where we can continue our conversation. So I'll be taking just 2 questions, and we'll move to our next activity, the fun quiz session. Yes, so if you are familiar with Kahoot, this is time to start shaking your body. We are going to be going to Kahoot very soon to test our knowledge on what we've been learning since week 1. Yeah, we've actually taken in a lot and we want to test, okay, have we really even learned anything at all? And yeah, maybe you also stand a chance to win an airtime voucher after the Kahoot session. So I have my first question from Farouk. For development of products not from academic research, would the same workflow suffice? Uche,
Yeah. So thank you very much, Farouk, for that question. And I would answer in the affirmative. Yes, it's essentially that same workflow, right? Before you begin building any product. So say, for instance, your research work, like you said, it's not from the academic research, right? But you have an idea, right, on a product. You have a particular idea. Validate that idea first with user research, and it's still the same pathway. Generates questions, right, in a survey, a questionnaire, and then let those questions essentially revolve around that problem that you want that product to solve, in order to validate, because what you're trying to do is to validate that your problem, your solution is actually needed, right? And there is a huge demand, or there is a critical demand for it. It's important. I mean, there's a whole lot that I've touched on the two different kind of solutions, right? Those that are painkillers and those that are vitamins, right? That is, in other words, products that are critically needed and products that are nice to have, and just by delivering them, people realize, oh, I never knew I needed this, and then they start using it. But the foundation or the fundamental is that you have to validate them. User research is extremely important to get you to validate it. Thank you. I hope that answers the question.
Awesome, spot on. Thank you so much, Uche. And I have the next question in the chat already from TJ Sunimi. TJ Sunimi would like to know, and this is our question. My question is not even from today's presentation, wow. But I would like to ask if it's possible to submit same research work to different journals, conferences, if we can possibly tweak it to the different format guidelines given.
Okay, so I will just quickly answer this question, especially from standpoints of the experience that we've had here. We have a lot of staff, right, working with us, writing research papers, submitting to some of the biggest conferences, ICLR, NeurIPS, ACL, right. So in submitting the same research, I need to establish that some conferences, right, do not accept that you submit a research that you submitted to another conference. That's the truth. So the dynamics differs, right? There are some conferences where you can tweak an existing research, they have no issue, right? As in, you can tweak an existing research and then submit it to another conference. But some other conferences expect that you submit a brand new research, right, that you have not submitted to another particular conference. So you have to be very detailed in reading through the instructions or the guidelines for submission of papers, right, to those conferences you intend to submit. Like, read through them. It's important you divulge them, deep dive into what exactly are the criteria and the requirements for submission, so that you do not make any mistake or unfruitful efforts, because there are different dynamics required for these conferences. Yeah, just need to provide that clarity.
Thank you so much, Uche. Thank you so much for all this knowledge. I really wish we have a lot of time. I mean, there's still a lot to discuss, and I'm sure you still have a lot to say. But because of our time, we will not be taking any question more. But like I said, the conversation continues on the DSN Telegram group. Uche will be available to answer any question relating to how you should build your product. I mean, how to even scale a product that you have existing already. So very quickly, we are going to be moving on to the next activity, which is our fun quiz Kahoot session. If you can see Kahoot already on my screen, let me see your excitement in the chat. Let me see your yes in the chat. So somebody is asking, I can't see the link. So all you need to do is to type kahoot.it in your Google Chrome, and you'll be able to participate in this session. Let's start joining. The game pin to participate in this fun quiz activity is 7683326. I can see Latif in already. EM07 is in. Alfie is in. We actually encourage you to join in with your name so that by the time we want to announce the winner, we will not be looking for who is this and who is that. And yeah, like I mentioned the other time, if you are part of the top 3 winners in this fun activity, you stand a chance to win an airtime voucher. I need more people in. We have just 8 people. I need more people in. Welcome Ako, welcome Lati, welcome Olufems, welcome Kesihena, welcome Dave, welcome Olaide. In the next few minutes, we are going to be testing our knowledge on what we've been learning from week 1. Yeah, it's been an awesome 1 month. For this DSN Research Masterclass 2025, I have 16 people in already. If I have 50, then we can get started like almost immediately. Welcome Abubakar, welcome Senab, welcome Oluwatumise. And let me lay some ground rules for Kahoot. This is how it works. Kahoot is a game of speed and accuracy. Yes, let me repeat that. Kahoot is a game of speed and accuracy, which means that you can even get the answer right, but if you are not fast enough, somebody will topple you on the leaderboard. So there's a need for you to be fast and then also pick the right answer. Welcome Farouk, welcome Laura, welcome Sulaisha, welcome Abiodun Moses. Yes, I have 27 people in already. If I can get 2 more people there, we can start and others can start joining us. Welcome. Yes, I think I have a good number now to start. So we'll begin immediately. This is the DSN Research Masterclass session from quiz. And I have my question up. All these are types of literature reviews except fast and accurate answer. All these are types of literature review except the answer theoretical, is the answer systematic, is the answer is non-theoretical. Yes, all the others are actually example of literature reviews. Oh, Onyobazi is already on the leaderboard. Let's see how it goes. My second question is coming up right away. Which of this is not an example of an academic database? Which of this listed below is not an example of an academic database? Answer Google Scholar, is my answer PubMed, is my answer Scopus, is my answer Novel. Oh wow, everybody got this right. Interesting. Abubakar is now topping Onyobazi. Good. So I have my third question up. Dash is the outline. Dash outlines the procedures and technique used to gather, analyze, and interpret data to answer a research question. If you've been part of this DSN Research Masterclass from week 1, you will just be picking this, and you can even pick the answer without looking at it. Yeah, they are that simple. So which of these listed below outlines the procedure and technique used to gather, analyze, and interpret data? Yes, the correct answer is research methodology. Moving on to the next question right away. Abubakar is still retaining his spot on the leaderboard. Your discussion should answer, why does your research matter? True or false? Your discussion should answer, why does your research matter? True or false? And the answer is true. Yes, the answer is true. Your discussion must answer that big question of why your research matters. Oh wow, Abubakar is still leading the leaderboard. Interesting. So we're almost done. The true value of research is only achieved when it has been through 3 key stages, except so there are some key stages that must be achieved for you to be able to say you've actually done a proper research. Which of these is not among the 3 stages? Compulsorily making money. Yes, that is the correct answer. Yes, compulsorily making money is not the essence why we do research. Abubakar is still leading the leaderboard. Congratulations in advance to Abubakar. Let's see how it will end. All this can be used for statistical data analysis, except wow, everybody got this right. Wow, Abubakar is still riding on so hard. Which of these listed below is a data collection format? Which of these listed below is a data collection format? And the answer is all of the above. Correct. Now I move to question 8 of 10. So we'll have just 2 more and we declare the leaderboard. What is the theme of the DSN 2025 Research Masterclass? What is the theme of the DSN 2025 Research Masterclass? The researcher's journey, crafting ideas into impactful products. The researcher's trip, crafting innovations into impactful products. The researcher's trip, creating ideas into impactful products. Wow, 16 people got this, while 10 people got it wrong. And interesting. Let's see how the leaderboard. Oh, Oyobas is now topping Abubakar. This is becoming competitive. Only people with a science background can be a researcher. True or false? Only people with a science background can be a researcher. True or false? And the answer is false. Yes, not only people with science background can do research. Research is a very broad thing that is I wouldn't even say compulsory, but it's something that everybody must do in their lifetime. So it is something that everybody can do. And this is the final question, the 10 of 10. What is the name of the DSN startup? At the beginning of the session, I could remember laying emphasis on this. I mentioned the DSN AI startup. What is the correct name? We have Equal AI, Equalize AI, DSN AI, Open AI. And the answer is Equalize AI. Yes, Equalize AI is the answer. Equalize AI is the DSN AI startup where we pipeline all our products, all our research work, and then we turn to products. So our leaderboard is out. I have the first person, Abubakar. Wow, awesome. Abubakar finally won. And the number 2 goes to Sam, and the 3rd goes to Onyobasi. Congratulations, Abubakar. Congratulations, Onyobasi. You won an airtime voucher. All you need to do is to send an email to the AI community at datasciencenigeria.ai to claim your prize. Yes, all you need to do is to send an email with your details, your phone number, and everything for us to validate that you are the person that participates in this question. In this fun quiz activities. Yeah, so we are rounding up already, but there's a few things to say. To round up the session today. It's been an awesome 1 hour. We really appreciate everybody for joining the DSN 2025 Research Masterclass from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4 today, which is the grand finale. So there are some things that we would like to pass across as we wrap up for today. So we want everybody to inspire others. We want you to share your success story with us in the community. People do reach out to us randomly of how DSN has benefited them, as DSN has impacted them. Talk of getting scholarship, talk of getting a full-time job offer, talk of getting opportunities abroad. So we want to have this. We want to know more about how we've been impacting you as a community. So all you need to do is to scan this. So if you've this is also your story, you can reach out to us by scanning this QR code. My colleague will also be dropping all these useful links in the chat so that you can fill this form. And then this is another link to apply for the DSN mentorship session. So just like I said, in week 1, I remember laying emphasis on this, that we're not going to leave you even after this week 4. We will be here to groom you to actually write your research paper. Yes, we are not going to be leaving you alone. So we've created an opportunity for people who are very interested. People who are very interested, who are very keen, who are really willing to move from what is research writing to turning their research into a product, or you just want to present your paper. We will be here to provide you all the adequate support. All you need to do is to fill this DSN mentorship form, and we will be in touch with you. And like I do say, it's very important that you also mark attendance because at the end of the year, we are going to be issuing our certificate of participation for our active DSN community members. And how do you know that you are active? Is when you participate in events like this, when you participate in the DSN central event that we organize like this. So this is the attendance link, and I can also confirm that the links have been going. I mean, it has been shared already in the group. So make sure that you fill your attendance, as this will validate, I mean, it will be an evidence that you actually participate in this. We also want to hear from you. I mean, generally, how has this session been? How was week 1? How was week 2? How was week 3? And today, how was week 4? We want to hear from you. We want to know what are the things we need to improve on to give you a better delivery. I would like to receive your feedback. We would like to receive your honest review. We would like to receive your honest opinion about our delivery for all the trainings that we are churning out. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure hosting you for the last 1 hour. Like I said, there's a lot to learn. The learning doesn't stop here. There's a lot to take in, and yeah, some people have been asking, can I get the slide? Can I get this session is being recorded, so all you need to do is to check on our DSN YouTube channel, let's say tomorrow or next tomorrow, or even Monday at most. The session of this recording, the recording of this session rather, will be available on our DSN YouTube channel already for you to fall back on. And yeah, 1 hour is actually too short to do this, but yeah, time is of priority, and we can't keep everybody on the call for so long. But sessions like this are always recorded so that you can, at your convenience and your comfortability, go back and digest all those things again. It's been a pleasure hosting you, like I said, and it's been a pleasure again and again hosting you. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to be communicating to you as usual via our social media channel to watch out for the next thing we are going to be doing in the month of April. There's a lot we have packed already, which we would like you to unpack with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Do enjoy the rest of your evening, and do have a great weekend ahead. Bye, everyone, and enjoy your evening.